Oh yes, back to falling asleep and having some sort of framing story happen. You might have thought that after the last story arc that we were finally done with framing stories, but hey, I got news for you, my dude.
Well, this is the new frame story. It's clearly Maruki's office. For some reason, they're not just telling us it's Maruki's office. They're just in case you missed all the hints.
Not only is it Maruki's office, we're also sitting in the exact same place, in the exact same camera angle that we would do for the Maruki counseling sessions.
Yep.
We're still not so. Yo, shh, we're not supposed to know about it yet.
Oh, well, they're reusing all those assets, and I'm sorry. Yeah. It's actually, I don't know whose office it is.
Right. We don't know whose office it is, and the guy who has a palace with a bunch of cognitive science posters around it. Maybe it's Wakaba's palace.
I mean, maybe it's
Who
not.
knows?
Maybe it's not supposed to be a mystery, but it's weird that they didn't just announce this is Maruki's office. Like, you know, it's Maruki's
Well,
office.
okay. I'll spoil a little bit of the rest of the episode. It is supposed to be a mystery.
It is. Are you serious?
Oh, we'll get to that a little bit. Hey, Levenza's back. I mean, okay, I guess like Levenza and Igor didn't die. They just kind of went back to doing their own thing because, you know, they're not quite the same thing as like Morgana, who was created for this particular storyline, you know, and accomplished his task and died and then didn't, as you do.
Yeah, of course. So we know that Maruki, of course, has a palace, and we went there with Yokizawa a couple months ago. Like, it's as part of his social link, one of their social links.
No, I actually think that was just part of the normal plot line.
Okay, yeah, just think that they probably just shunted in there, but for some reason they're trying to make this a mystery. Well, why would they do both of those things?
Good question.
Like
after the last episode, can he really like question anything that Persona 5 is going to do? The game has proven that it has no causality.
Yeah, it doesn't really care about the characters. It feels like the writers just have contempt for us. Like, I know that's a delusion. I don't think they literally have contempt for us. I don't think the producers literally have contempt for us, but I do kind of feel it.
Do you? No. God, I swear I said this in the series before, where it's just like I don't think they. I think that it's not so much that they have contempt as much as they're like a cosmic god who the uncaringness of the universe is the true horror.
Yeah, kind of an elder one, a horror kind of thing. Yeah, no, okay.
Certainly with the length that this game has been going on, it feels as if it was not created by man's hand.
It does not feel like there's much purpose to it, or at least it's pretty inscrutable purpose to our feeble mortal eyes.
You know, that's true. It's like, what is the moral at this point in time? Like, Morgana did this whole like death speech about how like, hey, we can change the world, but then he just kind of but then the last episode happened.
Okay, so one promising, I guess, aspect about this is the calendar in the top left looks really cool. Like, I
really like that one.
Yeah.
That looks great. Of course, I might be somewhat biased.
Huh?
You know.
Well, you gotta go to the Meiji. Actually, do you know why it's a Meiji shrine? Is that a pun on like Meiji Restoration or whatever?
No, I think that's literally what it's called.
Oh, okay. Probably a famous.
Well, I
shrine,
mean, that's an actual landmark in Tokyo that you can
Yeah.
go to, paid for by the Tokyo, etc.
Okay.
As an once again another observation we made for the rest of the game. Oh man, it's the time is a flat circle, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. So I'm actually looking at it. It's actually relatively recent. It looks like it was literally after the Emperor's death in 1912, the Japanese Diet passed a resolution to commemorate his role in the Meiji Restoration, an iris garden in the area of Tokyo, so Shibuya, where Emperor Meiji and Empress Shokin had been known to visit, was chosen as the building's location, etc.
So it was explicitly made during the Meiji Emperor's reign. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, and on the eve of New Year, Japanese usually visit a Shinto shrine to prepare for the worship, Hatsumode, I believe, of the new year. Meiji Shrine is the most popular location in Japan for Hatsumode. So,
Of course. And that's kind of what they're doing right now because it is the new year.
So, yeah.
Oh, what the fuck?
This is the actor, right? Sorry, I was reading that Wikipedia page, but obviously it's the actor we saw. It's like,
Yeah, with the piercing blue eyes
uh-huh.
and Morgana's voice.
Well, he just, he's just he's just going to the cafe.
So, I purposely broke up the episodes like this because otherwise you might think that this might be a result of, I don't know, killing God. But rest assured, it is not. Like, legitimately, you would think that there would be like more results of that and stuff like Morgana suddenly transforming into an Ikemen, as they said in the as they give him his title there, would be something that would cause that. Like, reality is currently breaking down, and not just because it's a combination of exhaustion and just like being completely sick of this fucking game in my own mind.
Yeah.
Though that might also be a thing too. But
I you didn't lose me. I'm just kind of speechless. I'm not sure what to say.
I'm just kind of speechless. I think it's just like that's just the new normal for this series.
We were talking about this before, but like before we recorded, there's just kind of like a notch more absurdity after like killing God didn't have any impact. It's just like clearly just like a transitional phase, like that arbitrarily marks. Okay, well we're in
a side quest.
Yeah, the killing God side quest. Anime cutscene. Yeah.
And it's just like it feels like the game. We already don't like the game. I mean, let's just put that one out there right now. If in case there was any question, neither one of us like this game.
I kind of like. No, you're right.
Well, I mean, okay, yeah. Once again, I do like parts of it, but still. But and we both think the game is very bad, but somehow it's like with that last episode, the game has just like gone down a rung on the ladder even farther, which it punched through the bottom of the barrel.
There was no significance that all these characters had when their cat and one of their best friends died. Like they just didn't even acknowledge it. They were slightly grieved for like 2 seconds after it happened, and then 2 seconds right before Morgana came back.
Once again, I'd like to say, motherfuckers could not leave him dead for even 20 minutes.
They couldn't even just like have like, or they couldn't have like a mourning period for like 10 minutes and then, oh wow, he's back. They did this also with.
Boy, wouldn't that have been an emotional thing to like watch them have like some sort of impromptu, I don't know, eulogy or something for their dead ass friend?
Yeah, and like an Irish wake or something. I don't know, something like just a really. Didn't they do the same thing?
Something at all.
They did the same thing with
that's another thing we were saying before the episode. Hey, everybody at home. Here's a writing prompt. You just killed God.
Yeah.
Now, I want you to see, and now I want you to just come up with, like, anything, and then compare that to what just happened in the last episode.
Yeah. It's like, you just killed
God and lost one of your best friends.
How are you going to deal with that? Well, let's talk about, let's eat some food.
We're going to eat a turkey, and then we're going to eat cheese, and then we're going to eat soba, and then we're going to talk about eating this bean dish.
Is that foreshadowing, by the way?
And then my best friend's going to come back to life.
Yeah, and it's good. They also did the same thing with, I think, both Ryuji and somebody else. Remember in the last the Shido Saga? They did the same, like,
yeah.
Oh yeah.
They did that with Ryuji, and they did that with they also did that with Sakura.
Sakura, okay, yeah.
Yeah, and then they beat Ryuji back to death.
Yeah.
If I remember correctly, they didn't do that for Morgana for some reason. That's weird.
And why are we? So you bought the royal, like, so you're just dating Yoshizawa as the result of buying royal. Is that right?
I guess.
I mean, like,
are we dating?
It's the one. There's one girl. There's one extra character in your party as a result of getting the royal, right? And then there's one extra
Goro's back.
major villain.
Goro's back. Come on.
I mean, Goro was already here though.
Yeah, but I mean, he's back though.
I guess.
He came back to life. I don't know. It's just like he at least stayed fucking dead for more than 20 minutes. But
So the value proposition is we play another semester of
my offer, we play another semester, and their offer, you get Yoshizawa.
yeah. It feels a little bit crude. I don't know. Maybe that's just me.
I mean, I just like, yo, we are currently getting to a point where it's just like, of course, while I was recording this, I was just like, I did the care. Okay, now it's clear that up until this point in the game that I obviously do care about the plot line. Now, it's like I wouldn't be complaining about it so much otherwise. Like, clearly there was not just like a total malaise where we just talk about Taco Bell because we don't really care about the plot line. I don't know what you could possibly be referring to. But here I think we're just getting to the point where I don't care anymore.
Yeah,
And
no.
I was just like, and as I was recording this, I was just thinking, it's like, I don't care. I don't care. I do not care. I just end it. Just end it. Main character, just walk out. Just walk out and take a train up to Hokkaido or something.
Yeah, what
Till
exactly?
this all blows over.
We do not care about Yoshizawa or her father. Like, who cares? Like, why are we caring about this character? Like, we've been introduced to Yoshizawa. Why is her, character so compelling that we have to spend the rest of the game with her as a main character?
And Maruki. Don't forget about Maruki.
And Maruki.
Yeah, it did change on the website. What is it? Why do we even still have this fucking website?
Yeah.
Fandom these literally don't exist anymore.
And we are, or 100% of people think they exist, though.
No, they don't. That actually dropped down to 50% after we killed God.
Oh, well, that makes sense. And I don't
guess.
I don't understand why. So we don't care about these characters. So I don't care about a photo with these characters either.
Oh, yeah, but the game does, so they're forcing me to do it.
Okay.
That's it.
Like,
look, there's actually quite a few of these picture things that I just ignore. Like, I think we had one after Hawaii as well, and I just said fuck it.
Well, it's weird. It feels like there's something.
That was the other point in time where I just kind of felt like I was just done with the series, even though I know I wasn't.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like this is where we really get into these scenes in particular. Feel like the toyetic thing where we're they're trying to sell us action figures.
Yeah, action figure of Morgana 2.0.
Yeah.
Where that's again, you would think that this might have something to do with killing God. It's not.
That is strange because I would have assumed. What is going on here? Is this the new Morgana?
This is the new Morgana.
This is Morgana's.
He's improved. He's 20% more efficient.
Is this Morgana's new form, or is this just a separate thing?
I mean, also Akaba's back alive again. By the way, does not have anything to do with us killing God.
Wakaba is back alive.
You would think that it's like this might have had something to do with us killing God, because, that would be a fundamental change to reality and everything like that, like dead people are starting to come back to life and cats are transforming into humans, and maybe like we're rushing towards another different sort of apocalypse from the consequences of our action, but no, this is entirely separate.
Is this a dream? I mean,
No.
Okay.
No. You would like it to be like Biggie Smalls Juicy here.
I mean, it's one of those things where this should be the most shocking thing that's happened in the entire series. And
But at the same time, I don't care.
yeah, I mean, I don't, but like, so she's just coming back to and I like that we're just like recapping like this boss fight that we had. Like,
Yes.
how do
I
you,
remember.
How did you not remember? This is the Sphinx lady, and they said it explicitly. Who's that guy?
I would... I would. When what would be kind of interesting? If we just kind of fucking took Wakaba aside and just been like, "Yo, Wakaba, we destroyed the metaverse," and I know you were doing a lot of research into that. Can you like maybe catch us up on why you might be back alive? Because she would know. If there's anybody that would fucking know, it would be the foremost expert on cognitive science.
Now, I have to admit, this is kind of like one of those, I don't like to use this, but, the kind of David Lynch thing where this is a very striking and absurd scene that we're seeing, and the fact that they're being very normal about it is actually pretty compelling. Like, this is really, like,
yeah, but it's just like, we just killed God.
Yeah, this is messing with my boundaries and stuff. Like, we assume these people are dead. We assume Morgana is a cat and not a person. Is really messed up.
And also is dead.
And I mean, yes. And everybody's treating it like it's completely normal. And
like Goro is dead and also should be in police custody right now.
He's supposed to be in police custody, yes.
Also, like, yeah, Sakura, you know who this guy is. You should know that he almost killed main character at one point.
How did they not discuss this?
I honestly don't. Like, I don't know if maybe this is like why we're in like wacky land right now. Maybe that's another symptom of it.
It definitely
just feels like Sakura. Like, people at least know who each other are.
And I gotta say, no, this is one of the few times in the game, and they have been a little bit more frequent, where we're really struck by what's happening, and we're wondering if it's just like they're presenting us with a weird set of images that is deliberately provocative, and it makes you think that there might be something deep going on. So I'm actually kind of
instead,
curious.
what's going to happen, and I do genuinely like this, Goro basically just came in here, roundhouse kicked us in the face, and is like, okay, let's fucking deal with this.
Yeah.
You're not going to figure this out for another 3 weeks, so let's go.
Yeah. Okay.
Which I appreciate.
I do. Yeah.
Once again.
Okay.
It's like, yeah, like he just literally takes main character aside and is just like, okay, shit's all kind of wacky right now. What's going on?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how long is this scene? Is it gonna be like 20 minutes? Just where he just explains.
Oh,
everything?
probably. I don't know.
Okay.
I told you that it's just like, I don't care anymore. I don't know how long these scenes are.
Uh-huh.
Like, that would imply that I was actually paying attention while they were happening.
Oh, okay, that's fair.
And I don't.
Okay. So I'm
interested in Goro.
Okay,
What's
yeah.
up with him? Hey, is the fact that you're still alive also part of the wackiness? Is the fact that Morgana's still alive also part of the wackiness? Is like that whole bit where, like Futaba was with this bunch of scratch-off tickets able to buy a turkey part of the wackiness? Is like the part where I'm about to get like exonerated from my crimes part of the wackiness? Because I would like that one not to be part of the wackiness. That's because, I'm a selfish ass.
Now, in fairness, it is extremely strange what's happening here, and this actually is the kind of thing that the game, again, like, this is kind of the thing where it's like, this is kind of what the game should have been doing from the beginning. It should have been messing with our sense of reality, instead of just giving us all this frame story and feeding us.
This game about psychology and...
Yeah, like...
And human cognition.
Just start... with the Evangelion stuff. Don't try to, like, spoon feed us 80 hours.
But at the same time, it's just like we just established that it's. I mean, I guess it's like the idea that maybe like killing God could have caused causality to go out the window, but that's not it. It's like we know it's Maruki. We know whatever's happening is because of Maruki.
I suppose. Yeah. No, I mean that is clearly like.
Because otherwise, somebody would have fucking said at this point in time, this is probably because we killed Yaldabaoth, right?
So I mean, just like liberate yourself from the tyranny of plot for 1 second.
I can't.
Okay,
but go on.
But I mean, I'm just saying, like, this is one of the few things they've actually done in this entire game, including the entirety of this last year, that wasn't completely explained for us immediately, and they're actually presenting us with this extremely strange situation.
They did try with the framing story thing in the dream.
Yeah, that wasn't very good because we that's apparently supposed to be a mystery. Again, so they're presenting this as a mystery though. Like the Maruki thing is a mystery, which is like the least mysterious part about this. I don't know.
Yeah,
That's very weird.
you'll see that as we get into the next scene here.
I guess that kind of goes to like how artless they are. Like this is a really cool idea that they're putting out there, and I feel like they're just gonna ruin
Hey, remember
it
this
by
thing?
simultaneously over-explaining and under-explaining things. I don't know, in their inimitable way.
And just and my absolute refusal to separate it from the rest of the game.
Uh huh.
Because, why would I do that? What sort of request is that? Please forget about everything else that's happened up to this point. Yes. The answer is, of course, yes. We're all part of the Phantom Thieves, and we love the Phantom Thieves.
Uh-huh.
I mean, this is your standard sort of explanation type of deal. Yep.
Yeah.
Hurry it up. Let's get into the fucking palace. Like, look, we're already here. We're already standing right in front of it right now. Can we just...
Well, we need to go into the meaning of mementos.
Mementos is gone.
I know, but we need to still explain it just to establish what happened and where we are.
And exactly how it works, that we need to like we need to have like the three keywords to go in there in the first place, and da.
Well, because Yoshizawa.
Here's how a calling card works.
You gotta remember Yoshizawa wasn't at the board meeting yesterday.
It's true, she wasn't.
So we gotta explain it, yeah. You mean we should go into the palace?
She actually doesn't even know that palaces should no longer exist at this point in time.
It's highly likely.
Like, that's supposed to be a thing, by the way.
Yeah.
Wouldn't it be, Gore?
Now, the problem here is that this is the limitations of the engine. We got to go through the lacked.
Oh, hey, the metaverse thing is back.
Yeah.
I mean, it's slightly different, but it's that's just how it is.
Anytime there's a locked door or any kind of gating, we have to explain it. That's
what about 26 minutes was the last episode, 22 minutes into this episode. Motherfuckers couldn't even wait an hour before we got all right back in the metaverse.
Well, in fairness, at least they're moving along. At least they're not stalling for time.
That's usually my line.
But in fairness, I feel like there's going to be a stalling part. Pretty soon.
See, the name on the palace is censored.
Oh, so we gotta find the name, and we gotta find out if Maruki is Maruki. Is that right? We have to do a whole...
No, thankfully not. We
Okay.
just, since it's already saved into the search history,
Oh.
which I thought the entire point of her getting a new phone was that she wasn't going to have the search history, because like that was a big part of Yoshizawa's character, which is having a shitty phone.
Mm-hmm.
But whatever.
Well,
New transition. Not as funny.
yeah. Well, it doesn't distort their desires or end phases.
Yeah, it's true. It doesn't distort their desires into being like a L block Tetris piece, which is kind of disappointing in my eyes. Yeah, Goro.
Goro's so bad.
I love it. And by the way, it's just like you don't have you don't have sound here, but it's like he becomes at this point in time just the most fun edgelord as he's like this.
I by the way, I went back and Goro's got a great voice actor in English and probably in Japanese.
Oh,
too.
and in Japanese, it's just like he's still just like we're not gonna see like a lot of the battles, but it's just like he's just gonna be like screeching with laughter and like yelling at the shadows and everything. It's a lot of fun, actually.
Did he just call himself like a detective prince? Is that his new little?
No, he just said, "Oh, I don't need to be the virtuous detective prince anymore, so I'm going with my edgy costume."
I love you, Goro. You're one of the few genuine bright
This
spots
is
in
the
whole
one
game.
thing about the plot line that I'm really enjoying.
Yes.
He becomes the most delightful edgelord.
Yeah.
All right, well, yeah, let's actually take a look here real quick. Mm-hmm. Yep, and it's Loki. More or less like the same abilities here, except he's weak to light instead of curse damage comparatively.
Mm-hmm.
Also doesn't have what was the one skill? He doesn't have any of the light abilities anymore, which I guess is fine because Yoshizawa does.
What is his new persona called? Is he like the darkness?
It is
Prince?
Loki.
Oh, Loki. Okay, he's a freaking Joker.
Yeah, that's the. Yeah, I mean, basically.
Well, he's weak to light.
It's like, yeah, he had Robin Hood because they're going with like the whole thief thing, and now he's just like, oh no, fuck it, Loki.
Yeah. Well, he can't get the light burns.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it would certainly heat him up a lot if he just had that costume on all the time.
Why isn't?
I'm just kind of getting that idea. It's just like, what are these guys actually fucking wearing?
Honestly,
at this
Goro
point in
should
time?
have just been the main character.
He should have just been the
Like-
main character. And I mean, basically, he was, considering the whole like premise of the fucking dumb God plotline, apocalypse plotline. But
I feel like what
whatever.
happened is that they had that scene where Goro orchestrates his plot, and then we do the counter plot. But because they wanted that counter plot to be us foiling Goro, so we had to make him the villain. So I feel like
Yeah,
that might have
so
been the only
because
thing.
it's just like, I mean, I don't know. It's like you could have like a Moriarty type of story. It doesn't matter.
Yeah,
What's done is done.
I feel so bad. What once was happy, now is sad.
Yeah.
Goro's persona, yeah.
Oh my god. But yeah, it's like that's the one ray of light in this
Yes.
entire plot line.
Honestly, Goro being back is almost makes up for all this. No, it doesn't. I mean, but
No,
it doesn't at all. But
not at all. Not even like a little bit.
it does a little bit.
Like I'd like to believe, but like I'm so fucking done with this game.
Yeah, no. It's more like, well, it's the kind of thing where it's like, why do we have any other characters? Like, everyone else is so underwhelming compared to.
They're all so boring compared to Goro.
Yeah.
And apparently, I was told in one of the streams that I was doing that it's like he used to be way more one-dimensional, and the Royal kind of like fleshed that out. So I guess that's nice.
Mhm.
I suppose.
Yeah. I mean, you could do a lot with just having one decent.
Oh, hey,
character.
slow-moving industrial fan on the top there. I totally missed that last time we were in here.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Everyone's favorite video game staple.
And
Okay, by everyone I mean me.
And,
Fine,
and
you got me.
again, I guess they had to include the palace because it was like they had to preview this. But honestly, it does look pretty cool. Again, good job with the palace.
Oh, and the track, which if you want to look it up, it's called Gentle Madman, is pretty good.
Those guises. You aren't among
But
those who desire
oh man, we get a good look at the NPCs in this area, by the way, on the left,
Yes, I like that. Yeah.
which are
unwanted.
frightening.
Do not disturb our
Extremely.
Lord's research. This
I
world's
guess they're
salvation.
Mm-hmm. And they are doing, yeah.
God, I love you, Goro.
Honestly,
Sounds rather cultish, for example. Sorry.
Goro is so over the top. It actually works out because he's actually saying stuff. Like he's not just like, oh, we need to go
And
to
it's
the
like
store.
as soon as he puts,
Why are you
as soon as he puts on the mask, it's like he just becomes so edgy. I love it.
Yeah,
I
I'm-
love it. He just embraces it at this point.
Yeah,
in time.
yeah. Honestly, my big worry about the Royal, like the one thing that they could take away from us is that they make Goro lame. Like they are not like not even like lame. Like just like
All right, Goro.
like they just make Goro another assimilated character. That would be the worst thing that they could do.
He is currently basically just taking over the plotline
Yeah.
right now.
If Goro's gonna like run this shit and be the main character,
Yeah, run this fucking shit ship.
this might have a chance of being redeemable. Again, like we're trying like from an F to
I don't know. I'm still just done. I'm just done.
I just mean like from an F to a D. It's like that's not.
That already happened after the Shido fight, but I mean
Right.
the goodwill from that boss fight is already gone.
Yeah.
It kind of came back during the Yaldabaoth arc, but like the fact that it's just so fucking inconsequential, just again like tank the morale
Yeah,
a lot.
the fact that both of those were like mutually inconsequential, and then neither of them mattered to, Because apparently we're doing the
Yoshizawa-san?
Yoshizawa plot. Like Yoshizawa is really important, and Maruki is really important, and we really have to care about.
Well, I mean,
them.
we did. Don't forget that roughly 5 minutes after we killed God, we did have a
Salvation as
very
well.
lengthy cutscene
All this
about
seems to indicate
the
Oh?
preceding prosecution against Shido.
I seem to have found
Immediately
that
after
just
killing
place.
God, yes.
Like well, not literally immediately. Immediately, what we did was we had to do a very awkward cheering in the middle of the street to celebrate the fact that we killed God.
Oh yeah, and then just like, oh, Morgana's dead. Oh man, that sucks. Anyway, how about the prosecution of
Say we
Shido?
save
Anyway, he's
the
back alive
shadow
again.
for later and keep moving.
So it didn't even matter. It was simultaneously they didn't acknowledge it enough, and then they completely ruined any possible impact it could
Too
have.
much for you to handle.
I love Goro.
Yep.
Goro rocks.
Looks like we're busted.
He is so good, and like I said, his just like maniacal laughter when he kills enemies and everything is so good. It's really just like, yeah, he's not even trying. And there it is.
Yeah, mark that on the bingo board.
Mark it on the bingo. I hate that. I need to get a new fucking controller.
Show me your true
You know, sometimes what happens with these, like when you have one
all so
character,
strong.
I'm convinced that sometimes it's just like a voice actor just goes above and beyond, or a writer just goes above and beyond. Like they're given, this is like a young writer who is like kind of in the back of the writer's room, not really established and stuff, but just like they're just like, I'm gonna go all out with this Goro character. And I think that's what happened. And I think it was like a...
And it's funny because, yeah, it's both the English and Japanese voice acting.
Yeah, not...
Like, they were both on the same page.
Yeah.
Which I like a lot.
Uh-huh. And, I mean, again, like with Danganronpa, I hate to make that constant comparison, but I feel like that's kind of...
Mark that one up on the bingo board as well.
Exactly. But the creator, the main... I forget his name... of the main writer of Danganronpa has said that he likes to make like the 16 characters in the the death game as if any of them could be the protagonist, and I think that's a good heuristic for just good writing in general. It's like, are you treating these side characters like they're very interesting? You don't necessarily have to build a game around them or anything. I mean, there's obviously some forgettable characters among those 16, but it's like the amount of thought that they put into the characters, because they're like, oh, these could be the main characters, is pretty striking. And when you have that to work with, it becomes a lot easier to write these kind of like complex plots where so I guess what I'm saying
as
is,
opposed to
like
say Haru.
the only one that really came together for was Goro in this game. Like, I really think that
no question.
No other character has anything close to.
I like Ryuji because of his pureness, but he's not that interesting of a character.
He's really
to be
not. He's a bro, and they did a decent job with him sometimes, but he kind of reacts to things.
What?
He does.
His character is
Voice.
his character especially like which that's something we could have done that bit throughout the entirety of the game. Damn, which is just Ryuji being angry at everybody for just kind of like for anything. It's just like being angry at people for being evil, being angry at people for being depressed, being angry at people for just not like giving him a discount on a sub sandwich.
Yeah, he's equally angry at God having a gun and the coffee being a little bit too hot.
Well, actually, more like being given a coffee. He doesn't like coffee.
Yeah, that's right.
But it's just like, man, it's such wasted opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
At least we got the Haru one. At least we recognized the Haru one immediately.
So what's going on with Yoshizawa? Why should we why should we
I
care
don't
about
care.
her plot?
My younger sister.
Oh, I mean, we'll get into this episode. In fact,
Okay.
But
that I've lost a family member, right?
but once again, I also don't care.
Yeah.
How was this video?
Oh, no, don't worry. It was just a little bit of chromatic
I don't know what's been
aberration
wrong with me
attacks.
lately. I've been getting this feeling
Bloodborne is encroaching
like
on
I
the
need to
game.
remember something, but at
It's
the
trying to
same
make the
time,
game good, but there's
I
nothing
don't
they can do.
remember it.
Well, more like it's just trying to spread its chromatic
Can you still
aberration.
walk
Boy, it was really
Yoshizawa-san,
bad in
whatever
that
it is
game.
that's happening, we We have to keep going if we hope to learn more.
But of course, it's like you didn't really notice unless you really look closely. It was an entire like dumb jokey
Alright,
thing when that game
let's
came
go.
out about like look at the amount of fucking chromatic aberration in this thing.
Yeah, speaking of chromatic aberration, Goro looks
When
so
was it that you said you became
ridiculous.
acquainted with
It
Yoshi's
rules.
I'm
eyesight?
so glad that they let him keep this outfit because it's like yes, as a villain it makes sense. Standing next to the main character, it looks so ridiculous.
Yeah.
But
We still
I'm
have a
happy
long way
that they
to go.
decided fuck it, let's do it anyway.
Remember when he had that bow? Like the Persona had a bow that just said Robin.
Oh, did he have like the big Superman symbol that had RH on it and like yeah, like the bow and oh man, it's so much good
So
stuff.
basically, this game is doing a really bad job at selling action figures. But like, I really, I might buy like a one of those miniatures of Goro, Persona. I guess So a lot of fun.
I don't know. I think they do a pretty good job. Like, the main character is like Joker. As much as you fucking hate him as a character,
Yeah.
he still looks great.
He still looks like an interesting character, like an interesting person and an interesting character. It's just
This
when he
place
opens
is
his mouth,
enormous.
nothing comes out, and
What
not
could
even
this room
gibberish,
be?
just stupid bullshit.
No, just nothing comes out.
Nothing comes out when he.
You seem to be in pain again. Are you all right?
Yo, can you continue here? Or are we gonna have to stop because you're always in pain, trying to remember the
Can't stop
past or
thinking about
whatever.
the video we saw earlier.
Like that's her bit. Like that's her apology.
Yes.
I mean, more or less.
Let's keep pushing.
Not
I
quite
need to
as-
find
as
out
bad,
why that
though.
was
Not
shown
quite
to
as
me.
bad.
Okay, yeah, let's keep going already. I mean, like, we know.
I have something.
I thought that the whole like hey, we can only be in here for 5 minutes before we need to leave sort of thing was dealt with like months ago, but well,
By the way, I can't get over how little I'm missing all the other characters except for maybe Morgana. Like, you know what I mean?
because
Like,
Morgana's like fucking human now, and that's like super weird.
it's weird, but it's like I mean, I don't miss. Let's be honest, Ryuji, Haru, Morgana,
Pain and
Makoto.
Name all the characters.
Makoto, Yusuke, Haru. I already said Haru, didn't I?
won't give me an
I don't
answer.
miss Haru though. I don't miss Haru like 3 times as much as the others. So I think I named all of them. And
Nope.
well, Yusuke, Haru,
Uh-huh.
I hate Haru. Makoto, and Mishima. No, Ryuji. I said Ryuji.
Yeah.
And
Calm down.
who else? Anne.
Anne and Futaba.
Anne and Futaba. Again, extremely forgettable characters. Really, really. Like, I'm not.
Oh my god.
I do watch
Yeah.
this game. I do pay attention. They're just that forgettable. I mean, really, none of these.
Yo, we have like extensive discussions off screen. But like, yeah, when the fuck was I mean, it's just like, yeah, we hate Haru because
I mean,
Haru.
Haru is.
But like, when was the last time fucking Anne did anything at all?
Yeah, and when's the last time Ryuji did something that wasn't just reacting to a situation and explaining what was going on? So
True.
Some of us were slower, like me. But like, I mean, just going through it, it's like Haru makes me laugh because she's so ridiculously over the top with her like apology thing. But it's like she doesn't really do anything either. I mean, Makoto at this point doesn't really do very much other than being sisters with Saitama. I mean,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
I don't really miss.
Makoto was the character that could talk to other people,
Yeah,
which is wild, but that's the world we're living in. But like,
Now what?
we haven't really had a plot line where we need to talk to other people
yeah, which is kind of.
for a while.
And I mean, I feel like the only character I'm really like, maybe Morgana, like, maybe Yoshizawa, maybe Morgana, and definitely like not even the main character really. Like he's not doing very much.
Oh, main character has never done
So
that.
so it's like
You know how that is.
it's like just like this feels like a power lineup where we've got Goro, Goro,
we got Goro.
Goro, Yoshizawa, and main character. That feels like a power lineup because we're not weighed down by the anchor of the other characters. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because like, hey, Yoshizawa actually has stuff going on. Obviously Goro. Main character can't not be there.
Yeah,
Stop.
for reasons to pass understanding.
Make it come true, Sumire. Together.
I mean, everybody will die if main character's not there.
Oh yeah, of course.
That's just how that happens.
Yoshizawa-san?
I mean, yeah. No, that's it.
Man's voice.
Uh huh. And it's like so. There's not much going on with the characters.
Please, won't you stop fighting
Nope.
this and just return to the current?
Honestly,
Shut the fuck
Nothing
up,
but
Maruki.
can this just be a
don't
game
understand
like
what you're
where
saying.
Goro is the only character that we have to deal with, like in the among the fan of these? Like,
Now, why
what do
don't
the
you
fan of
drop
these
the
really
big
do
voice
that is
behind the
adding
curtain
anything to the
act
plot? Like,
and
what
face us?
what are they adding that wouldn't be? You know,
3 extra characters for boss fights.
exactly. Like, does Goro have Goro be the boy detective protagonist of this game? And
Look, also, I don't know what you're talking about. Morgana is like the embodiment of mankind's desire of hope,
Thanks for your
and
care.
you know he is like created by angels to be able to aid in the saving and reconstruction of the entire world. Like, how can you really discount that? As,
Yoshizawa, eh?
well, I mean, didn't Morgana also die recently? No.
Yeah.
That couldn't be because there was.
well, everybody in the fantasies died recently.
So someone should have accorded that significance when it appeared that Morgana had permanently died. You remember that?
Is he
And we didn't
this
even
Yep.
acknowledge
person?
it. I don't know.
Been quite a while,
Wait.
hasn't it?
Wait, who could this Tom Wolfe fellow be? Oh, it's Mark.
What?
But this time he slicked his hair back
Wait.
I pretty much figured.
How-
it
and he arched his eyebrows down a little bit.
How is
be told.
so? It was
This is how I
Maruki
was hoping we'd
all
meet
along.
again.
Well, not all along, just for this
You're the
plot.
one.
Wait, Dr. Maruki, you're the ruler of this palace?
A place
What the
where
fuck is a
distorted
palace?
desires manifest. We're asking
I just like that Goro's just like, oh, here's the obvious thing we're
To
asking you.
use your own words, yes, I am
So,
this palace's ruler.
yeah, hey.
But in my case,
Oh my god.
it seems a tad
So can you
different
just
from
like
the one you've
stop?
seen.
Can you just like stop and we can get the
we
credits?
also
Yeah,
believe
I would
that
love to
you're
just
involved
end
in the
this whole series right now.
abnormalities outside the
This is
palace as
so.
well.
Yes, you would.
But yeah, I've been feeling like that for a while now.
Oh my god. Why was it such.
I mean, it's all right.
Why are they treating this like such a goddamn mystery?
right.
Okay, so
I
he
have
created the
the
palace.
power
That is
to
actually a
alter
different.
reality.
That is new,
To make
right?
it
He created his own palace, which is apparently that's a thing.
That is.
You know, change it back. Come on.
Change it.
Yo, I don't want Wakaba to be alive. That's weird.
Really feel.
I want Morgana to be a cat and not a human, and I want.
Well, that I do want.
Yeah, that's true.
Yoshizawa-san suffers immense pain.
It's
each and
that
every
one's.
time she
It's
taps into her
you know.
forgotten past.
Come on.
Uh huh.
Past, Dr. Maruki? What do you mean? What's happened to me?
Now, are you sure you want to ask that question?
In fairness, okay, so this I hate like when they do like something that just reveals like why do they actually have character conflict that is interesting and not just stupid? Like Madarame, Madarame, Kenichiro. Yeah, I guess I'm just listing them, but like these are just non-entities.
Yeah.
They're just-
Tell me the one palace ruler that had an interesting conflict.
Exactly, and it's like, and now it's like, okay, Maruki appears to have an actual conflict with Yoshizawa, who has an actual character. You know, it's like, oh, what a concept!
brutal,
What a
huh?
concept, you guys.
Yeah, well,
Feeling
I mean,
okay?
yeah, it's pretty wacky. Usually that doesn't happen like that. POV.
Yeah,
Why am I doing so bad? I keep messing up my routine.
Well, anyway, let's watch the reveal.
Your growth spurts just changed your eye level. You'll get used to it. Look, you're as tall as I am now. We practice the same amount.
I think that might be your
You're the
sister.
one who always gets first place. I
You
can't
think?
catch up to you, Kasumi. You know why?
I think it's her
Because it's
sister
my right
because
as the
she
elder
doesn't have
sister.
red hair, but she has brown
We're in
hair,
the
and
same
she looks
grade,
like her
though.
sister.
Oh, don't
That's
be
right.
so down.
I think.
We'll reach the top of the world
I
together.
don't know. I'm just gonna take the opportunity for an anime
That's
cutscene
our
to stop
dream, right?
commentating for a while.
Yeah. I honestly am feeling
Don't get
really bad. Like, I just feel like it's so hot
You'll
in
never
this room.
understand how I feel.
Every time we do these commentaries, it's like I just sweat like a pig. We have to turn off all our fans.
Oh yeah, that's the videographer's curse.
We have to turn off. Yeah, exactly. Just like get a Kevin Smith like baseball cap and shit. Just completely
Sumi's the
unkempt.
one that people want.
Yo, I've admitted that I record all of these only in my underwear.
Yeah. Also that, but like I have
Please
to.
never forget that, everybody, including you in the audience.
Yeah, I have to turn off all my fans and air conditioning. Otherwise, it gives this uncomfortable electromagnetic hum. And for me, I'm a perfectionist. And I can't handle that. Oh, did she die or something?
Same thing here.
She got hit by a car.
I don't care.
She didn't actually get hit by a car. It was something with Maruki changed the cognition because
No, she got hit by a screeching wheel sound effect.
How many characters is it that have died in a car accident? But clearly, we're gonna find out that Maruki changed their cognition so they would have like a psychic breakdown. Like that's clearly what's happened, right? Like I'm not.
Actually, let me think. Oh man, that's actually interesting to think about because straight up, remember like all the way back in the Kaneshiro saga, where I made the observation that there's always like the evil car in plot lines.
Yeah, no, that was.
I forgot about that until right.
I think that goes back even further. It's like it was one of the first.
Yeah, I
scenes.
mean, because
one of the first. scenes in the
the
game.
first time that Kamoshida showed up, he was in a car.
Uh-huh.
He was driving his car. First time that Madarame showed up, he was in the back of his limo. Makoto was abducted into a car when she was going to go confront Kaneshiro for the first time.
Yeah, Persona 4 starts with you being abducted into a car.
It was last
Well, I mean that's
before I started.
I just-
yeah, Igor's big pimpin' limo. Yes.
Yeah,
I wasn't looking where I was going.
she protected me from the car.
And Kasumi, she protected me.
But yeah, it's like, okay, so Yoshizawa has an evil car. The principal was killed by a car. Wakaba was killed by a car. That's right.
Her younger sister.
Oh, okay. I guess this is a
Makoto's dad was killed by a
I'll
car.
take over from here.
Was killed by the drug addict gang member.
I was driving the
Her
car.
real name is Sumire Yoshizawa.
It's me. I was doing
She's
it.
Kasumi-san's
I was the evil
younger
car.
sister.
Shido. Oh yeah, Shido was first introduced trying to drunkenly drive.
Oh, yeah.
After harassing a
Kasumi
woman.
Yoshizawa, her deceased
Now, in
sister.
fairness, this is a pretty weird plot and
Of course, it was
pretty
only her
interesting.
cognition
Oh,
of
I don't
herself
care.
that
I mean,
changed. So to the people around her, she was still
Okay.
Sumire-san.
Every time you make an observation, it's just me chiming in. with, I don't care.
yeah, it's like, by the way,
Something
I don't
happened to make
care.
you believe she was Kasumi-san?
I do think it.
Yo, are we gonna roll the credits after this? But yeah. So she's actually her.
She was
Whatever.
Sumire Yoshizawa from the start.
And Maruki used his
That
wish
other
granting
video,
superpowers, which
she
he
gave her
has.
name
Whatever.
as Kasumi Yoshizawa.
It never came up in the
Considering
10
such
fucking
an
social
odd
links I
claim,
did with him. But
I'd
sure.
actually
In fairness,
for a
like I
moment
have played
that she was the
Ace
powerless
Attorney and Danganronpa, and this is a pretty
After
common
Kasumi
plot,
died,
and it's not
Before
bad.
I started
It's
at Shujin,
Where a character has
received
magic
consent from Dr.
superpowers to
Maruki.
grant wishes.
no,
That's when
where
I
it's like,
told
oh,
him
it turns out they were actually their sister or something.
Kasumi is gone. And can't
Oh,
be
yeah, that's-
taken.
And it's this really
Become
like
Kasumi.
okay, this is like an actual real melodramatic breakdown. It's weird, like again,
her own wishes.
why do these things
That's right.
like it feels like this is
Now you know what I'm gonna
an
say.
actual scene where there's an actual character conflict, actual emotions. It's not just like the fucking silent protagonist just dispassionately, going from blah 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 blah.
Saying one part of the three parts of the sentence that he was going to say.
Yeah, exactly.
Positive life by becoming.
You know what I'm gonna say though.
You don't care.
Is what would make her
That's right.
happy.
Now, I
Hey, we get Maruki dressed as like Tom Wolfe for some reason. I don't know why he. I guess maybe it's like the lab coat.
Now,
thing, that's why, right?
if I may engage in some self-criticism here, and by self-criticism I mean criticism of you,
That's quite
that I'm
unfortunate.
calling self.
Go on.
If you don't care, this is going to be a really bad series.
But that's
Well,
because my goal
we're
is to
almost
save
done, right?
everyone in the
Well, we've
world.
only got
She's
one semester left, So I'm sure that'll be.
One full semester left.
Convert the wishes of the people into reality.
Okay, fine. I'll
Even
care
as we
more.
speak,
Um,
my
Well, you
research is
you
coming
should
to
care because
Hey, look at Marquis slick
No
back
one
his
will
hair
ever
to
have
really
suffer
establish that
again
he is a
under the
villain.
yoke
Yeah.
of an unfair world.
he's no longer the open-minded
You call
young.
this? It's a.
I-
I wish to utilize my research to save.
Yeah,
humanity.
exactly.
I suppose
He's
that
fully-
might be the desire I hold.
Yeah.
What total nonsense.
You tell him, Goro.
You could
I
very
mean,
well
not
be
that it's
right.
just like, I don't know, man.
Still,
No.
I'm entirely
gonna
serious
say it
about
again.
changing our imperfect reality.
I mean, it's hard to care.
But
Just as she was saved
yeah,
by
okay,
becoming
okay.
a
So
human,
yeah, like
I'll
I don't
save
know.
every
Marquis'
other
reality
person in the
seems to be
world
fine.
currently suffering.
Like, it doesn't seem to be that bad, right?
In fact,
No,
it's
no,
my
I'm losing it again.
Like, no, I mean, okay, so again, like, they are actually having this villain whose villainy doesn't derive, again, similar to Goro, doesn't just derive from being this cartoonishly evil person, but is kind of this Lathe of Heaven. If you've read The Lathe of Heaven, this kind of reminds me of the Doctor from that, where he just, I've got to solve all the world's problems,
You don't call that
and
salvation.
he's not just delusional. He actually has these beliefs, and they're leading him into villainous. I've been watching Deep Space Nine, kind of a Goldacott thing, where it's like he genuinely believes that everything he's doing is for a greater purpose, and the reason he's
really
such,
gotta ask. It's just like, is what he's doing truly villainous?
How about
and that's
Like, he seems to have brought people back from the dead.
yeah, like that's kind of like, and that's why it's compelling. Like he's like, oh, he's actually doing these miraculous things, and I'm sure it's going to turn out that he goes too far with it because this game is Persona 5, and they don't have much nuance or subtlety. But I mean, right now they're actually presenting it as like
I would like to
two
point
opposed
out that Marquis did currently slick back his hair into 80s
yeah, exactly.
business villain Patrick Bateman style, and does also arc his eyebrows down at all points in time, making him look very angry.
Yeah, and there's no way they're gonna do a good job with this because they tried to do the thing where it's like, oh, it's a surprise that the reveal is it's actually Dr. Maruki's palace.
I mean, once again, like you said, at least it didn't take that long to do.
Yeah, and I mean, okay, so they're it might be the fact that this is, and again, this is this naive and vain hope that they'll actually do something decent. Is that because it's a DLC? Maybe they said we can't pad this out. We're just gonna provide a decent story here. No, I'm certain
Full
that
semester.
I'm certain that they won't do that.
Well, anyway, the other thing is, of course, hey, remember when I said that like 3 to 4 times over the course of the series?
Uh huh.
Remember how that worked out for me?
No, yeah.
Remember, look at me, the current husk of a shell of a man.
Listen, this game has to break me, and that's the next arc. That's the royal
I
arc.
can't fucking believe it hasn't broken you yet.
It has. Well, the thing is, I started this 25 episodes after you, so I've got 25 episodes before I'm where you are now, and got
Like the Apocalypse storyline, the Yalvadoth storyline didn't do it.
and like, well, you know. You had not been broken 25 episodes ago. Remember that? Like you were fine. You were.
I mean, I feel like I actually break constantly and then I just reform.
Yeah.
Deny her wishes when you say such
Like it's
things.
this is just like a larger break than usual comparatively.
Yeah. I mean, and this is probably the final break. You probably will get a little bit of enthusiasm.
Prompted by the Yalvadoth storyline. Of
You're
course.
like the stock market. You go up and down, but like this is a crash.
Yeah,
This is
we're currently in the bear market. Don't worry, everybody. Just hang on to your stocks. It'll turn around.
like we're
Or buy in right now. This is the time to buy into the series.
no.
Persona 5 has nowhere to go but up.
Yeah, but you know it could take like the entrance of the United States into World War II to fix it. Like
Well then, we just have to resort to
Do you
force
think
now.
that we're gonna have? Don't forget. This is a game where killing God made no goddamn difference at all.
well, I believe the consensus.
We would have the U.S. military would have to enter into a battle against God.
I shouldn't say the U.S. military. I mean, the economic consensus, though, is that the World War II is
This is
what
cool.
ended the Great Depression. So that's where we're at. We're in the early 1930s. You've had your Great Depression, and it's time to buy into the stock market because some of the worst things in history are going to happen. And that's the only.
All right.
That's the only thing that's going to bring your enthusiasm. It just has to complete.
Actually, you know, here's the thing. The reality is what's going to bring my enthusiasm back up
Time to fight.
is ending
you
Persona
ready?
5.
Yeah, no.
Keep up.
That's gonna be where the limiters get off, and then it's just like I'm free of this fucking bullshit series.
Also, I love that Goro's like, keep up and don't embarrass me. Hell yeah. Like, he just does not
God,
give a
he's so
shit.
good. He is the one character.
Yeah. And they're gonna break him, and it's gonna break me. And it's gonna break you
Yep.
even more than you thought you could be broken. Like, this is gonna be an
I mean, man already died. Every character in the game has died.
this is
once
this is gonna
already.
be an alternate history where we just stay in the Great Depression forever.
Yo, every character in the game has died once already. Main character has died 3 times.
Like we this is the timeline where Roosevelt dies in 1934, and the recovery is completely stalled, and it's just it's just
we never get the New Deal or whatever.
we just have a complete breakdown.
no,
of
I'm
society.
losing it. I'm going back into not care mode again.
What was that?
Have to pull myself out of not caring mode. It's so hard. Every day I fall farther into the abyss, the warped
By the way,
abyss.
the Warped Abyss is a pretty cool villain. Again, is that like Shin Megami?
No, that's not a classic one.
Was
That's a
that-
new one. That is a new design.
Oh, okay. So that is actually pretty cool.
Yeah, it looks great. Reminds me a lot of Nyarlathotep from the old Persona games, which might be what they were going for.
Yeah, that's
Not particularly difficult though. He just has despite the very actually pretty good intro that he got there. Is mostly just uses wind magic, which
Okay.
and like a little bit of physical stuff, which is why like on once again anything where you get like reflect physical or drain physical, like we saw with Abaddon in the fight against Yaldabaoth.
So we're fighting against Dr. Markey.
That was the muck character, if you forgot.
Are we almost done with the game? Like we're gonna fight Dr. Markey and change his heart, and then we're gonna be done with. I feel so physically ill right now.
No, this is my shtick for the episode, not yours.
Yeah, but
get your own shtick. Your shtick was being optimistic.
I'm like dehydrated and stuff. But yeah, no, I'm becoming you. I'm eventually gonna have this breakdown where I become just as bad as
You
you.
can't just flip back and forth. You have to have one person that's good cop and one person that's bad
Well,
cop. You can't just constantly flip back and forth.
I am incredibly naive, but I
You have to have one main character and one Goro. Also, fuck yes, let's go.
Well, Goro had 2 personas. Why can't I have 2 personas?
Fair enough. He is laughing the entire time here, by
That
the
is
way.
so cool. Goro is really one of the only best in this whole game. I swear to God,
He's
in hundreds
so
of hours.
good. So yeah, the best super attack in the game, no question.
Not bad for an improvised technique.
Well, anyway, hey Marky, what's going on? Are you just gonna kick us out of the palace now? Because I swear to fucking God,
Shall
if you
we
just kick us out of the
continue
palace.
I'm fairly
Well,
certain
I'm
any
sure. Well,
further
we've got to.
negotiation is
We're just
pointless.
at the entrance, so this was just
Seems to be the case.
This was just the beginning of the palace.
Yeah.
We gotta wait for the board meeting next.
I mean, this is the DLC palace. They have to do it multiple. They have to do like the go in there and then get kicked out multiple.
This is
times.
gonna be. This is gonna take us all semester.
I know that your friends are already.
Oh man, I'm not enjoying it though.
That I cannot do.
Why? Don't you care? Don't you care what happens? Don't you care?
No, I do care. I love it.
As I said
I love
before,
Big Brother.
She wishes to live in the
Yeah, no, but
reality
25 episodes.
I love Big Maruki.
I'm really horrified because in 25 episodes,
no
I know
way
I'm
I
gonna
can
be
hand her over
right
to
where
you
you
as
are
a
right
man.
now. It is just.
I already told you that I won't harm her. And
All
I
right.
swear by it. Don't
Well,
worry
quit
about
Princess
her.
carrying her.
Go.
Let's get
Look
out of
at
here
the reality
already.
I've created for you all. Once you've seen the results,
Uh,
I know you'll
Fucking
realize
Sleeping
which
Beauty
future is
plot
best.
lines.
You think we'll just obey your orders?
I
Well,
apologize.
yes.
But you really are going.
Just try it, motherfuckers. Zippity zoop. I'm teleporting out of here.
we'll meet again 1 week from today.
Time gating bullshit.
Yeah, yep. Time getting bullshit. Put it on the bingo.
Put it on the bingo. Well, that's the game bingo.
Yeah.
Shouldn't chase him too far. Let's say we head back.
Let's head
I
back for
guess.
now and just go back to classes.
Next time,